There are talks all over the internet at the moment about a potential new owner coming in and taking the reins at Liverpool, with big money being mentioned everywhere. So let's give them £1 billion transfer budget and see how they get on over the next 5 to 10 years. First season. Okay, so we are now going to add £1 billion to the transfer budget and the bank balance. Now, you can see on the right-hand side here, I've actually just adjusted this at the moment, so it's zero everywhere. So zero wage budget, zero transfer budget, and zero overall balance. If we click on the in-game editor, then go to Edit Club Details, we can then start to tweak these finances. So we'll put £1 billion in here. I think that's 9 zeros, so 3 there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we will make the current scouting budget. Now the maximum this can be is 5 million, so we'll just put 5 million in there. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and there's a 0 in front of that 5 there, so we'll just get rid of that. Nice and easy. Again, £1 billion in the transfer budget. So again, let's make sure that we have 9 zeros in here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Another £1 billion in the bank, and wage budget is maximum of 5 million. So we'll put 5 million in there, and we'll just click OK here, and you can now see that the overall balance is £1 billion. Sorry, the transfer budget is £1 billion, and the wage budget is £1 billion. I'll just check over the finances just to make sure if there's anything else we need to do, but I think we're ready to start the simulation. So to make things run really smoothly and the money keeps on coming in and we don't lose any, I'm just adding a few general sponsorships here of £1 billion. You can see I've added quite a few down here. They'll keep coming in over the years and will hopefully mean that, you know, that money keeps on coming in. Debts and loans will wipe them out as well. We don't want any debts. We don't want any monthly repayments. So they're all at 0. We'll click OK, and I think... Okay, remove loan as cash amount was not set. Okay, we'll just carry on going. And what we'll do now is we will sim forward in the future. I will firstly remove myself as the manager. Very sad times. How do we do this? My profile. We will... do we need to go on holiday? No, we will retire. Yeah, we will retire. We have retired. And now we're just going to go on holiday. If I find out how we can go on holiday, we will go on holiday soon. I'll be back after the first season has finished. So we are back after a year. You can see in the top right hand corner, the date is the 5th of July 2023. Please ignore the old kit badges. I've not downloaded the updated ones quite yet. You can see already one thing which is probably catching your eye there. Diego Simeone has took over in charge of Liverpool FC. And the most interesting thing in here is that Jurgen Klopp has actually gone to Atletico Madrid. If we go back here, you can see that they've won one cup. That cup was the Carabao Cup. And again, if we go to past winners here, you can see that they beat Arsenal in the final of the Carabao Cup. Now, where did they finish in the league? So if we go to competitions, domestic leagues here, you can see last season they finished third. Played 38, won 25 of them, drawn 8, and only lost the 5 games. I think already this season we are close to losing 5 games, if we haven't already. Now, the big thing that you're probably all asking is, well, how much of that £1 billion transfer budget did they spend? And it's a little bit disappointing. So if we go to transfer history here, you can see that they've spent £147 million. I'm not sure if they had that much transfer budget when we begun the game. Did they have 42 million maybe? And you can see who they brought in here. The likes of Milan Skriniar from Inter Milan. Know him, can't say him. Lucas Hernandez from FC Bayern. A backup left back there. And this guy from Porto, Taramini. A striker. Do we need a striker when we just bought Darwin Núñez? Interesting choices, and a few outs here as well, such as Bobby Clark, the likes of Leighton Stewart and Adrian. Right, I'm just gonna go. Literally, I'm just gonna dive 10 years in the future now, and we'll look at this a little bit more in detail. We'll see who the best players are in the world, the highest transfer fees which have been branded around, and how the Liverpool team changed over 10 years. Right now. Okay, so let's go back to the year 2023, where Liverpool spent £147 million, and we'll just click through the years. We'll see the biggest signings of each year, and we'll see if they probably spent the money wisely, or if they maybe could have bought better alternatives with the money that they had to spend during that time. So we'll click through to the next season. The biggest signings here: Marco Asensio, and a great defender there from Barcelona, Ronald. 126 million spent on him, so the majority of that money going on the one player there. Any noticeable outs there? Curtis Jones to Nottingham Forest. That's quite kind of a realistic signing, I would say. The next season, they didn't spend any money whatsoever. So 2024-25, no money was spent. Any noticeable outs? You can see Canate there went to Barcelona. Now, with his progression on the game compared to maybe that Ronald who came in, was that worth that kind of price difference there? I don't know. The next season, only 15 million again, so not spending a lot of money here and bringing in players which, you know, I don't even think I've heard of this guy before, and a couple of players out there. Roberto Firmino finally making the move, Fabio Carvalho going to Portugal there with Benfica, Naby Keita moving to Inter Milan. Let's see what the next year brings. 2026-2027 here. So a massive signing again from Barcelona. Ansu Fati, £158 million, and they spent big in this transfer window with 302 million being spent. We got John Stones coming in from Manchester City. Leroy Sané, a player I've always admired, coming in from PSG, so he must have moved on from Bayern Munich. And Yuri Tillemans there coming in at 64 million, so that's a big kind of rebuilding transfer window there. Let's just see if there's any noticeable outs. Joe Gomez, so again, they aren't getting great value for money for some of these players. A few more players going there on loan to Nottingham Forest. Harvey Elliott only going for 19 million. Could they be, you know, getting more money for these types of players? 2027 here to 28, 66 million in. We got the likes of Varane coming in for a free transfer. He must have been quite old then. And the likes of Matt O'Reilly from Tottenham, who must have moved on from Celtic. Any big outs? None that I can see. Again, if you notice anything in these videos which I've missed, please do leave a comment, like, all that kind of stuff. It really helps. A brand new creator, which I like to call myself. Anything in this year, 2028 to 29. Again, it's a pretty big transfer window here at 234 million being spent. And the likes of, are these all made up players? Paulinho, potentially. We'll click through and see if we know any more. 148 million spent in the 29-30 season. Kimmich coming in, Luca Netz coming in. Julian Alvarez coming in, so he must have gone to Newcastle maybe for big money there from Man City, and he's eventually found his way to Liverpool. And in the final couple of seasons here, so this is 30 to 31, we've got the likes of the Hungarian attacking forward Dominik Salzabazla. Again, if you can help me with these pronunciations, please do comment. We've got the Leeds United goalkeeper coming in as well from Benfica, so he must have got a move. Danilo coming in. Any big outs on this side? Nothing that I can see from players that currently play for Liverpool. And finally, in the last couple of seasons, only 6.35 million spent in the 31 to 32 season, with a lot of outs here. So they sold a lot of players just for small sums of money. There's no super big ones. Maybe this guy here for 27 million, and this guy for 23 million. And in the final season, they only spent 47 million, but they did get a couple of good signings on the free. Florian Wirtz is a great young player currently on the game. He'd be quite old now, I assume. Let's see how old he is. 30 years old, but yeah, still a great player to have in your team. And yeah, I mean, a little bit underwhelming with the money they had. And we can even check, you know, club info and the finances. You can see that they don't have a lot of money now, so they only have 25 million. Still got a transfer budget of 86 million here, but you can see where the big drop-off happened. So around July the 30th, they just stopped. The bank balance just depleted totally. So it's gone from like 800 million kind of year on year, more or less. Like, there's been big, I'm guessing these spikes here, those sponsorships that we put in to the game, and maybe they stopped. And potentially a new owner. Should we have a look? Club info, history. Let's go into landmarks here and just scan down. So we'll start from the bottom. 2023, a new chairperson was so Thomas Werner left. A new chairperson was appointed. I'm not sure if that matters for anything like this, but most important thing that we can see up here is in 2027, John Henry leaves the club, and then followed by this person, Rodrigo da Silva, who takes over, who is a tycoon investor, but I'm guessing he must have whittled back the money there. 2027, it's still high, isn't it? So I'm not entirely sure what's going on here, but they definitely haven't spent what I thought they would spend during this save, and I mean the success matches that. Darwin Núñez is still there, so let's have a look at him. He looks like he's been a good player. Career stats. See, he hasn't been prolific though, has he? He's not been prolific. And Julian Alvarez, let's see how he's been. Career stats. Again, he's not been very prolific either. So some big players in this game, which I thought would go on to really achieve something, haven't really been great. Okay, so the next part of the video, we are going to have a look at those big players. The likes of Haaland, the likes of Endrick. Let's see how good they've actually become on the game, and then we'll call it a day there. So firstly, let's have a look at Haaland now. In the game, he is 32 years old. You can see there with the transfer value worth £264 to £287 million, being paid £675,000 per week. And fantastic stats. If we look on his history, though, he's not been the greatest. I mean, average rating very high. Lots of goals. Do I expect more goals? Maybe. But he stayed at Man City all of his career, and well, I mean, he's probably worth every bit of money that they've spent on him. Another player that we want to check out is also this Endrick guy that everyone keeps on banging on about on social media. He's ended up at West Ham, but again, if anything, better than Haaland. I know he's a lot younger here, but look at those stats for a 26-year-old. He is phenomenal. If you go on to his career stats here, left the Brazilian club for free to go to France, and banged in goals at France, but really the Premier League is where he has come alive, and he's only getting better. You can see the last season, 17 goals and 32 appearances, but will he get his move to a bigger club in the future? Who knows? We're probably going to leave it there. But thank you so much for watching. If you would like to see any player 10 years on in the future, please do follow me on Twitter at TheDaveSave and send me a message, and I'll show you what they are looking like within the game. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.